welcome back to the Barebow Project. This is episode 135 with Matt Zernzak from the Push Archery and Pj Reilly from Lancaster Archery and Competition Archery Media. And we are diving into the Classic Barebow Experience. Basically what we're doing is we're breaking down everything you need to know in regards to events and stuff like that. You know, all of that, stuff, schedule stuff. But we also get into kind of a little history of the Classic, how PJ got reacquainted or introduced to the Classic atmosphere as an employee of Lancaster, how Matt Zernzak jumped into the Classic as a traditional single string content creator and founder of the Push Archery. And then we get into some of our favorite moments from years past with the Classic. Just the way the venue has changed, and we talk about some of just the most iconic, not all barebow, mostly barebow, 90% barebow moments that we have with this event, because this event is so near and dear to us. And it's really it's ground zero for barebow. We talk about it in the podcast. So once again, remember to get the full version of the podcast. The full audio version is only located at www.thebarebow.project.com. And if you subscribe for free to the Barebow Project, you get that audio version, full audio version, right to your inbox. Our subscribers that support the Barebow Project get the full video version for them as well. So please go check them out. And once again, thanks for joining us. All right, welcome back to the only Barebow podcast. I mean, the Barebow Project.
Easy now.
I am joined here with two of my multi-talented podcasting and announcing friends here, Mr. Matt Zernzak from the Push Archery and Pj Reilly from Lancaster Archery and Competition Archery Media. I don't say that as well as you do.
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
We collaborate occasionally, but I reached out to these two, and we have every year we have new people coming to the Classic. The Classic is the catalyst for the barebow growth, in my opinion.
Greatest show in barebow all year, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally the tournament that so many, I know for myself, that we look forward to every single year. And there's a lot that goes, not only is there a lot that goes into the Classic, there's a lot going on at the Classic. And my understanding is PJ's got some pretty big announcements for Longbow, which we'll get into at the end of this episode. But gentlemen, before we dive into some of those other details, let's talk about, PJ, where the Classic started for you. And just like that evolution to what it is today, and some of those experiences that you've gone through to this point.
Yeah, I guess my first Classic was 2000, and this is 2613, somewhere around there.
What was the first Classic, PJ?
This is our 22nd.
Wow.
And we missed 1 year from COVID, so go back 22 years.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at. And there was like 170 shooters, I think, in that first year. It was in the shop. My first year. I think it was my second year we moved it for the first time, not to Spooky Nook.
No, that was to the convention.
Lancaster Host
Hotel. Yeah, I was there for that one.
So it was there, and so I think with the barebow thing, that all comes from Rob Koffel. He loves barebow. He loves it, and so he recognized, the big stage gets to Olympic recurve and compound, open compound for sure. He wanted to give that same stage to barebow because it's an easy way to get into the sport if you're just getting in. It's the easiest way equipment wise. And it's just fun. I mean, you guys know that. There's John Demmer out there, probably one of the best in the world ever. He can shoot a one. He'll throw a zero.
Right.
It
You're always in.
happens.
You're always in with Barebow. It's never
Yeah,
over.
100%. So I think that adds an element of excitement for the viewers, but Rob just wanted to give that platform because, hey, you guys know it. You go to most other tournaments and you guys are always treated kind of like the oddballs in the room.
You don't say. You don't
You don't,
say.
you guys don't always get the same level of respect as everyone else does. But why? Why should that be? And, certainly it's a fun game. It's an exciting game. The people who are good at it just think about what they have to do. So
Yeah.
Rob just wanted to be like, hey, we're going to make that. And so he gave the platform.
Yeah.
What I'll say is gave the stage. The community then made it what it is. They embraced that, took it, and ran with it. And it's because of the Barebow community that it is the show that it is, because they turned out, when we had a mixed category for a number of years, men and women, it was like, it started going around, hey, if enough women come out, we can separate it. Boom. The women showed up. There was enough. We were able to separate it. So all that's on the community. What we do is give the stage. You people show up. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my experience. And it's, for sure, it's definitely the most fun, I think.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
I
This
agree.
is a third location for the Classic. It started at the shop 2000. What did we say? 2010-ish?
I'm no good at math.
10, 11, somewhere.
Go back
Um,
22 years.
yeah.
Yeah, it was in
And
early 2000s.
oh yeah, it was it was Real Wild, I think, won the first Classic, if I remember correct. I remember
Jesse Broadwater,
oh, it was Jesse
actually.
Broadwater. I think Real was right
Yeah.
after because I was shooting Compound at the time.
And
So third
the
location.
there was a previous tournament to that I shot in through the 90s was called the Christmas Classic. That was kind of
Yeah.
the predecessor. It was just a local tournament. And then it turned into the Classic. But yeah,
Right.
go ahead.
Very good. No, very good. Matt, what was your first Classic experience?
Oh man, I went to the Classic before the big had the big stage. So it's funny, like I don't have many memories of the Classic before the big stage.
Hmm.
I really don't. And 2017 is kind of like where my core memories of Lancaster starts, and that's whenever we had the final stage for the
Yeah.
first time. And I know you're gonna cue us up for kind of to go down through our favorite moments, over the years of Classic. And that's up there because that was like such an inflection point. Like that was like the spark that lit this fire and started this growth curve of the sport was 2017 when we got on the big stage for the first time. I mean, I promise I'm paying attention if I'm not staring at you guys, but I'm kind of digging and trying to pull some stats and everything as we're talking here. In 2017, the Lancaster Classic Barebow Finals hit like 350,000 views on YouTube once we split that video out, right? And it's like, and there's some of these that are over a million
Yeah.
whenever the competitions are real big. But 2017 was like that was an inflection point, right? We had so many things happening in the traditional single string non-sighted space. Like you had big influencers out in the hunting community, like Aaron Snyder dropping, and starting to shoot with single string bows. The push archery, not to toot our own horn, but we came on the scene in 2016, and then 2017 Lancaster drops this news and announcement, Barebows getting on the final stage, and all of this was happening within the same 8-month period of time.
Yeah.
And it just like completely went nuts. It was just a wild time for single string non-sighted archery.
Yeah, and the shoot ups, the big stage changed so much since then too,
Oh my
like from the
gosh.
Classic. So, it
Yeah.
started, we had the traditional platforms. You had Larry Wise running the show. You only had those few categories. The lights were on, there was a few chairs, and then you had the booth, which you guys are both very familiar with, over on the side, and you would have like
It was
Casey.
the opposite side, right? It was
Yeah, you
actually
would have
because
Chuck
it was
Cooley,
on
you would
the
have
actual shooting range.
yeah, right. It was like literally set up as part of the shooting range.
Yeah.
And then, so like even that portion of the classic has evolved to such a before it was just sort of, you didn't have cameras everywhere as much. You had spotters, but it wasn't as precise as it is today. And now and there's so many people that come to the classic that see the show. It's a show now.
It's a show.
It is absolutely positively a production. And you see what it is today, and like to recognize and give, credit to Rob and
That's
the
that
cam
show that
crew
it is today.
is
Again,
Rob's
goes to
brainchild.
Rob.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
went to Nîmes one year, came back, and he said, "That's what I want to do. I
That's
want
awesome.
ours to look like that." So
That's so great.
he
Yeah,
set it
because
in motion.
when you go back and look, like I'm just scanning through some of these finals and stuff. 2017, 2018, it's over on the blue floor range and it's,
Yeah.
super lit up. It's just stadium lighting or event lighting.
Yeah.
It's wild what it's turned into. It's just
Yeah, it
unbelievable.
really is. It really is. I I although like some of those years and some of my favorite memories come from those years. Like
Yeah.
it's not just the big show. It's just some of the performances and um the only thing I wish they had, like, I know now there's music, but it's like there's music for when they walk in, but like I wish it was a little bit more catered to specific songs. I guess you have some,
Yeah, how
some
does that work, PJ?
royalty
Talk about that.
free.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a royalty
It's
issue.
so limit. If we play certain music, YouTube shuts it down immediately. And we've played with different ways to get around that, and they're just on you. They
Yeah.
hear
So
something, bam.
how does that work then? Are you using only royalty free music then for everybody's
So
walkout?
yeah, we have playlists that we can work from,
Gotcha.
and that's what we go to. It's safe
Yeah.
music. One year we actually tried because out in the venue we do play any music,
Right.
house music during qualifications.
Which as a YouTube content creator, I absolutely hate because it's
Yeah.
awful. Because
Yeah.
I get flagged for copyright
Yeah,
if I'm doing any filming out there.
and we so the one year we had to where if I started talking on the mic, it would kill any of the house sounds in order to filter that out, and it just sounded weird. It was just not. It didn't sound good. So yeah, it's a constant struggle to that one. We don't care about qualifications so much, so we just let ourselves be flagged.
Yeah.
But for the finals, for sure, we don't want that to, because they could just kill the audio, which that would be awful, or they can, take it down,
Yeah.
which is the worst case
Yeah.
scenario.
That's
So
the worst case.
All the things that people have no idea is going on behind the scenes.
right.
Speaking of behind the scenes, though, I do have a question for you, and I know a little bit of this information, but probably not in depth. When does the planning for the classic start?
So the
Officially, like
tournament,
first
yep,
meeting, first
the
meeting.
tournament is over January 25th this year, January 26th.
It's like that. It's like that scene from Elf, that Christmas movie where Santa comes in. He's like, "We did it! It was great." It's like Christmas night, and then they're like,
Yeah.
"Let's go for next year," and they start
Yeah.
making toys again.
There is a meeting that week. It may not actually be the 26th, but that week, while everything's fresh, and that's, they want to get that out before it's
Like
lost.
all the opportunities for improvement
Mhm.
and everything like
So-
that.
Things
That's
that
cool.
people saw.
And just because they're not necessarily barebow people, and just give them a shout out. Who's like, is there a chair of the committee? Is there,
Heather
how is it still Heather? I know it was at one
Heather
point.
File is
Heather
the
File.
tournament
So
director,
eh,
technically. Yeah.
yeah, and Heather's the head coach of the Lancaster Archery Academy for everyone.
Yeah.
Great person. She's Casey's
She's
coach
awesome.
along with others, and yeah. And there's a whole committee. Everybody has their own
For sure.
jobs and things they do. And
Yep.
how many Lancaster Archery and outside Lancaster Archery employees for the Classic are there to run the event?
Well, so we have about 160 employees. And so realistically, everyone is involved in the classic because even, the warehouse still has to run, right? So people
Right.
have to kind of pick up and
Mm,
we cherry pick from every department. So even people who are back here, they're still
carrying a
part of
heavier
the
burden.
classic because yeah, they're covering while other people are out. So it's truly everybody in the company is in on it. And then we do have some outside, we have a company called Stray that does the lighting. But, eventually we got to a point where the lighting was beyond our capabilities with everything. You guys have seen it.
Yeah.
That's some impressive stuff there.
Yeah.
And then we have our cam crew. There's three guys there that travel to all the events. They don't work for us full time, so they come in to do it as well. So I mean, it's got to be pushing 200
Yeah.
people,
Wow.
Wow.
I
Crazy.
would imagine.
That's insane. Um,
Yeah.
no, that's again, I think those are details and information that people don't realize how much the time, imagine the payroll that goes
Well,
into.
there's a reason for that too, because when we were at the host one that one year,
Yeah.
a lot of things were left to the facility to set up.
Yeah.
They didn't
Then-
do it right.
Didn't
And
go
I'll
well.
never
No.
forget.
And they were
I'll
packed
never
in there
forget.
like sardines. It was something to desire. There's like a mezzanine above. There was standing room only. Bows were falling over. Like it was not an
There was a piece
environment.
of it I'll never forget. I could still hear Rob saying it. He was talking to the guy and he said, "You guys stop. My guys will take care of it."
Hands off, my guys will take care of it.
And like
Uh,
from then on, anywhere, then we went to the Lanco Fieldhouse and Spooky Nook. We do everything.
Yeah.
It's not, there's no contractors. There are contractors. We rent all those chairs that are
Right.
set up. That they set those up. But
when does
everything.
when does set up for the tournament? Are you guys already in Spooky Nook now setting up?
Nope. So there is a huge, huge volleyball tournament that takes place Martin Luther King weekend. I mean, we're talking like 10,000 volleyball players,
Wow.
and they play Monday,
Oh
which,
shoot.
yeah. So that's our first day in there, and we got to work around all of them. But we do get some stuff on. But then Tuesday it really starts in
Tuesday's the day.
earnest.
So you
Yeah.
guys basically have 2 days, 2.5 days to get
Yep.
bail set up, chair set up, get all
Crazy.
your everything ready to rock.
You figure we turn that from a volleyball facility, which the blue ranges is, I don't even know how many volleyball courts. It's probably like 20.
It has to be. Yeah.
All of that comes out and we turn it into an archery facility.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
That's wild. And for those, coming in, you're not just setting up an archery range, you're setting up multiple practice ranges.
Yep.
And years
Correct.
ago we didn't have as many practice ranges as we do now. We had the one that was
No,
up top and that, there's not a big space behind it. The barebow practice range has turned into the smaller one that's down behind. It used to be the blue side. I don't like what the artificial or the
The
grass
turf.
side. I don't know
yeah,
what it is this year, but
yeah, it's now all,
all
it
that.
used to be that side
Yeah,
was artificial. Now it's
yeah,
all the hard surface.
yeah,
Oh, it is. It's
yeah.
Yeah,
it's no longer the green. So we can't call it the green practice range anymore.
correct. It's still, that's what we call it
Yeah.
here, but it's not actually
Yeah.
green anymore.
Yeah,
But
it's blue.
the practice range, the one back that's on the baseball
Yeah,
fields,
it's a baseball field. That's right. The
that's
baseball field.
still green
That is. Oh yeah.
for practice.
Yeah, that's the one where all the barebow shooters really kind of gather,
Yeah,
and just is because of the space. It's also where they do the shoot with the pros thing, and they had
meet the
like the
pros. Yeah.
the high top tables and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But the barebow, just because there's more space and we have bows everywhere, and whatever, it definitely seems to be the place that we all sort of just congregate for whatever reason. That was the range. But I will
You guys
say
took it over.
we
Yeah.
kind of we kind of did. There's no question. And that's all part of the experience though, is like the practice
Yeah.
range. Like you go shoot your qualifying round, you could literally spend the entire time shooting at the practice range, meet and talk to and this is for all divisions, not just barebow.
Mhm.
and like shoot alongside any pro you want to. You could seek them out and shoot alongside them if you wanted to. Like it's I'm not trying to say y'all should go out and stalk people, but I am saying though it is available, and
Yeah.
it's just there's no tournament like it. There's just no experience like that. There's very few tournaments where you have outside of Vegas, of course, and maybe even NFA indoor nationals. Like you, that practice range was super small last time I was there, but you just it's not quite the same. And to have
Well,
this space,
Vegas, most of the pros pay for that special practice range that
yeah,
only they use.
right,
Whereas ours is, hey, you're shooting out there next to Brady Ellison,
Yeah.
Casey Koffel,
yeah, yeah.
Levi Morgan, whoever.
Yeah, one of my first classics, I was just so taken back walking onto a practice range, getting ready for my qualification round. And I'm like, I step up to the line and I just look down and like 2 or 3 archers down, there's Brady. I'm like, what? This is incredible. This is
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, that
Yeah.
practice range is just, I can't say it enough that like that's where I get the value out of the tournament. Like, yeah, I know I get a lot of value out of the tournament. Like I'm back there podcasting all day and whatnot. But once you guys opened up the Thursday qualification lines
Yeah,
and I started
huge.
shooting Thursday, Friday is where, as a content creator, I go and I sit there. And PJ, you're so kind enough to let me set up a table there, like a
For
podcasting
sure.
station on the barebow practice range. And Fridays are my favorite day there. Right, I'm there to shoot. I'm there for the tournament, but I'm also there for Friday because
100%
it's
agree.
I go there, I get there at like I think what time is the first line? 7:30 or
7:30.
8 o'clock,
I
7:30.
7:30, 8
think it
o'clock.
starts at 8.
Yeah,
7:30 is
So I
when we
try to
kind of
get
get
there on
ready.
Friday
Yeah.
at like 6:30. So then people are out there practicing and whatnot, and then they go, and then it's a ghost town there, and then people start trickling in, and I'm looking at people that I know I shot with on Thursday, and they're also there just to be there all day Friday, and you're watching all these people
yeah.
come in, and like 2 hours before the noon line, it's about 10 a.m. That whole practice range is packed, and then about 15, 20 minutes before the noon line, turns into a ghost town again, and then the next wave of people. It's just gosh, man, you get so much work done there. And my shooting has improved so much just by spending all day Friday on the practice range, rubbing elbows with the greatest archers in the world. Like you just get so much work done there. Head to heads, you're playing games, you're just messing with each other. It's so good. It's so much fun.
It really is. It adds part of the barebow community is built in those environments. And the Lancaster Classic gives us that opportunity. Like I said, there's no tournament like it. There's no environment like it. And there's so much more to the experience. I mean, the shop is open is the range still open like till midnight or is it
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So if you're coming to the Classic, you're a 20-minute ride to the Lancaster Archery Supply
Yeah.
range, and the range is open until midnight every day.
And dude, that's something last year. This last year was the first year I took advantage of this and rolled this into my Lancaster experience was going over to the shop because I
Yeah.
went there. My wife and I drove in on Sunday or Monday, and I started going over there because I was filming the Lancaster Classic Experience video that we
Yeah, I was just
launched
looking at
last
that
year.
ironically on the
Are you?
push
Were you?
archery. Yeah, I
Nice.
because I looked it up and I was like, oh, there is a Lancaster Classic Experience video out there, and it's on the push archery's page. So make sure you go
And
check that out.
so I wanted like everything we're talking about here, the things that are not the final stage that everyone sees. I wanted to like
Capture some
capture
of
what
that.
the practice
Yeah.
range look like. What does like the days leading up to the tournament look like? What does the Saturday morning eliminations look like? Because that is
Oh,
absolutely bonkers. And
it
I
is.
wanted to like show people how big this tournament is. It's not just Saturday night finals. It's just event after event after
Yes.
event and big name falling after big name falling and showing how deep the barebow bench is. So we launched an hour and a half video last year of the 2025 Lancaster Classic Experience. What I was saying about the shop, I rolled the shop into my experience last year and I will never not do it. So this year we're coming back out early again and I'm going to spend all day Wednesday at the shop shooting, filming on the practice range. And the amount of arrows I shot last year, it was insane because you could just go there and stay as long as you want. It's open till midnight
And
leading
you
up to the
magically
classic.
never get tired.
You never
Maybe
get
a
tired.
little.
You're so amped up.
You are
Yeah,
amped up.
you start getting
I
worn
get
out.
tired. I'll
I
admit, I get
I bet.
tired.
I bet. PJ, do you miss shooting or did you ever feel like FOMO?
So
not shooting?
1 year I did it. 1 year I did it and working at it, and it was a disaster. It was just
Really?
a
Yeah.
complete train wreck because people were still coming up in between ends. Hey, PJ, where's the, what do
Right.
we, where's this guy? How do I get this? And I was like, this is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
not
I
good.
can't do this. So, I'm trying to be, you know, I'm not
Yeah,
going to win this thing. I'm
right,
not
sure.
fooling myself, but I'd like to have a decent showing.
Yeah, right.
And it was horrible. So
Yeah,
I was like, no, never again.
that's
Um,
funny.
so I would say that would be cool, but I, I'm not kidding myself that I would have any chance at
Yeah,
anything. I like more what I do. For
sure.
me to see, I've been there for every 660 since Braden Galantine. I've been right there
Remember that?
behind him. That's cool to
Yeah,
see
Yeah.
that somebody do that. I've been there for several 659s too that happened in the last end.
right.
Mikey Schlosser, David Hauser, watched both of them miss in the last end. So
You've
to
seen all of
me,
Bodie's, all three of his.
yep, I've seen every one of Bodie's.
Yeah,
Um, so just seeing stuff like that and being there for it, I wouldn't. That's just too
yeah,
cool. That's
yeah,
way cooler than me shooting.
for sure. That's cool.
Outside of those situations and all of those like pivotal moments that happened throughout the weekend, because I remember when Braden, like you were saying, like hit the first 660 he ever shot, that was probably circa 2016, 17-ish, I think,
Well,
somewhere in there.
Rio had the first one.
Oh, Rio
Rio
had the
Wild.
first one.
That was before my time. I want to say that was 2009.
Wild.
I will say we have every target from every 660 round. We
Oh,
have
no
them all.
way.
Yeah, a bunch of them are hanging in conference rooms here, and then we have some over at the
Cool.
academy. But we make sure we grab hold of it, and the archers are nice enough to give them to us. So I want to say
PJ,
that
a
was like
walk down the
2009.
classic memory lane and video of all that stuff would be kind of cool. Just saying.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
that would be kind of neat to
Do you
document that.
do you guys have all that raw footage laying around, or is it just uploaded to YouTube?
So I'm going to say probably from the year at Lancaster Fieldhouse, where we were diligent about keeping the footage, probably started there. There
Mm,
is footage from earlier, but it's not as cohesive as to what we kept
yeah,
because we didn't even going back then. It was just there were people here running cameras,
right,
so
right.
it wasn't quite as we weren't thinking about that then. But from Lanco Fieldhouse forward, we have everything.
Did when at the link at the field house was barebow a category, or was there any other category outside of compound then, other than Olympic recurve
So
at all?
Oh yeah, that would you would have been there would have been a category for that one. That was, of course, the Snowmageddon year.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that was a whole
What year
other
was that?
That was probably 16 or 17.
16 or
Okay.
17,
Yep.
16, I think.
Yeah.
It was 16. Yeah, it was 16 because 17
Yeah.
was the first year of
Oh,
Barebow in the
barebow,
final
yeah. So I
stage.
think it was 15 or 16 then. Yeah.
And so just to talk about how things were then, and they've had to change for my sanity. We started at the Lanco Fieldhouse. There was a soccer game the night before. We didn't have a Thursday line, so it would have been Wednesday night. There was a soccer game there till 10 o'clock. We started when they finished. I was there overnight. I slept there. I set up two of those American whitetail bales on the
No
ground.
way.
That's what I slept on.
Oh,
That's so great.
And
I
I was
love
like,
it.
I don't want to do that again.
That is
no,
so
definitely
funny.
not.
So, but yeah, and then the big snowstorm happened, and yeah, it was just that was a rough one.
I hear there's snow coming in next week.
Oh,
I know there's some that's supposed to come tonight. I hadn't looked that far ahead,
Yeah,
but
I was at
yeah,
league night last night, and someone's like, "It looks like Snowmageddon for Lancaster again
oh,
next
geez,
year
don't
or
say
next
that.
week."
Don't say
yes.
that.
So that was the most snow we've had in this area in 100 years. It was
Wow.
30 some
Yeah.
inches. fell
It was
overnight.
insane.
I,
That's
yeah,
insane.
it was just unfortunate when
Yeah,
it
it was
happened.
insane. I remember watching, because I had started going to the Classic again around that time, and I remember watching like the Facebook feeds, and they had to cut classes short and change
Yeah.
qualifications, and or not have shoot offs and just go at top,
Yep.
whatever. And
That's what we did.
and people are like, some people were losing their mind. Some people are like, it's literally a natural disaster.
Yeah,
Like,
what
don't
can you
like
do?
it, don't lose your mind over like
Yeah.
having to make a hard
So,
decision. It stinks, but it is
yeah.
what it is.
So think about Rob and Carol in that position.
Yeah.
Okay. They want
Yeah.
the tournament as much as anybody, but it's
For
like,
sure.
you were just out for a money grab. I promise you, money is never an issue when it comes to the Classic for them.
If you've enjoyed this episode 135, the Classic Barebow Experience, just go to www.thebarebowproject.com. The full audio version is there. Listen, we appreciate everyone's support and unconditional playing and sharing and subscribing and downloading of all of the episodes. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those platforms, they only have that 30-minute clip. If you want the full episode, you just gotta go over to the Barebow Project website, and it's right there for you all the time. Subscribe. Click the subscribe button to help grow our Barebow Bulletin and to get the full audio version right to your inbox. You want the full video version? Say you want to attend these recordings? Go into our memberships, pick one. You have access to our live recordings where you can join the podcast, talk to the guests, ask questions, whatever you want to do. You get access to it. Not to mention you get access to the Barebow Shooter School. You get access to discounts for the online clothing items and all that jazz as well. So, hey, I appreciate you. Barebow appreciates you. Go check it out.